And we are back for another edition of the Mindful Marketplace here on bizradio.us. If this is your first time with us, on this program, we talk to the entrepreneurs, advisors, industry leaders, and economic experts who are not only solving a market problem to make a profit, but who are also solving a social problem to make an impact. It's where we learn how to connect our money and businesses to our value, our community, and ourselves. Today, I'm excited to be getting to talk with my friend Courtney Shosny she's the owner of Alchemy Financial. But first, we got to hit on the balance sheet, the assets, liabilities, debts, and investments. So first in the assets column, I want to talk about and highlight the success of worker-owned sports and all website Defactor, which has released its third annual financial report showing a raise in annual revenue up from $3.8 million to $4.5 million in 2023. This success demonstrates the potential for worker-owned media to thrive, as evidenced by the launch of news sites like Aftermath and 404 Media, which aim to provide high-quality content without being at the mercy of a private equity or VC growth imperatives. The rise of worker-owned media reflects a broader trend of worker-owned power across various industries, with more journalists branching off from traditional publications to launch their own cooperatives. This shift is driven by a desire for editorial freedom and the ability to operate without the constraints of corporate ownership. Worker-owned media companies like Defactor and 404 Media are embracing subscription-based models, offering a pathway to sustainability and independence. Despite the challenges and complexities involved in establishing and maintaining worker-owned media, the successes of these ventures signal a shift in the media landscape, where journalists are taking control of their work and pursuing alternative models that prioritize editorial freedom. All right, in the liabilities column. So good news in the liabilities column. We often talk about big tech monopolies as a liability. And in a recent San Francisco jury trial, Google lost its first antitrust case, with the jury finding that Google harmed rival Epic Games in the $48 billion App Store Android market. The case was initiated by Epic Games, which sued both Apple and Google to break their control over app stores. The trial revealed that Google's goal was to maintain its dominance by preventing the emergence of other app stores, and the company had engaged in anti-competitive behavior. The jury unanimously found that Google has monopoly power in the Android app distribution and in-app billing services market, and that Epic was injured by Google's behavior. The judge will determine remedies next year, and Google has announced that it will appeal the decision. But this case is significant as it marks Google's first antitrust law and sets a precedent for future cases. The decision has implications for Google's control over the mobile app ecosystem and may lead to remedies that loosen its dominance. The case also highlights the role of private litigation in addressing antitrust and the importance of injuries in making such decisions. The outcome suggests that more suits along these lines may follow. Overall, the verdict signals that big tech companies are not above the law and that private litigation can play a vital role in addressing issues of monopoly power and anti-competitive behavior in the tech industry. Next, in the debts column. So there's a church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, that gained national attention earlier this year for its remarkable act of erasing over $3 million in medical debt for 3,355 local families living below the poverty line. Despite its small size, with an average attendance of about 75 on Sundays, this church raised $15,000 and partnered with RIP Medical Debt, a national nonprofit that buys unpaid medical debt and then forgives it. However, major hospital systems, Atrium Health and Novant Health, are now refusing to sell or donate their bad debt to RIP, preventing the organization helping these families in Charlotte. This issue is particularly significant in Mecklenburg County, where 18% of families have medical debt in collections compared to the national average of 13%. And it's where medical debt is a leading cause of bankruptcies. RIP Medical Debt's efforts to alleviate medical debt have been met with challenges, as major hospital systems have been unwilling to collaborate, citing existing charity policies and financial assistance programs, despite the charity's assurance that its programs would supplement, not conflict with the hospital's financial assistance programs. The reluctance of Atrium and Novant has hindered the organization's ability to address the pressing issue of medical debt in the community. The situation underscores the broader challenge faced by individuals and families in managing medical expenses, with nearly 7 in 10 adults receiving medical bills they cannot afford, and 2/3 of bankruptcies citing medical debt as a cause. Despite the obstacles, the efforts of Trinity Moravian Church and other organizations highlight the critical need for addressing medical debt and the potential impacts of community driven initiatives at alleviating financial burdens for vulnerable populations. Just a reminder, in order to help combat the debt crisis, the Mindful Marketplace is providing all of our listeners with a free customized report on how to best eliminate personal or business debt based on your unique situation. Lots of families and businesses have been able to use this report to eliminate their debt, including mortgages, in 9 years or less without spending any additional money. So get free from debt by going to mindfulmarketplaceshow.com. All right, in the investments column, I want to highlight an article on Main Street Journal about the improvements to crowdfunding for local investors. So, in the world of crowdfunding, there's this fairly risky thing called a simple agreement for future equity, or SAFE note. But honestly, they should probably call it an unsafe note because it's a bit of a shiny carrot for early investors. But there's no set time for when the conversion to stock would actually happen, even if it does. So you might end up putting more money into the company than you ever got back through stock value. And if the company goes under, safe note holders might not get anything back because there might not be any assets left. Now, while venture capitalists might talk up safe notes, it's been local investors who usually end up feeling the pinch. So Justin Renfro at WeFounder which is one of the big crowdfunding platforms, says that revenue sharing or profit sharing is more likely to give early grassroots investors a good return. So WeFunder has started with 5 companies using the revenue share model on their site, and other platforms like Mainvest are doing the same. In addition, crowdfunding portals are starting to use the quote testing the waters offerings, where a company can see if people are into the idea before they go all in on formal funding. So great improvements there for local investors. Hey, all, thanks for watching. I just wanted to quickly inform you about my financial services agency, which operates in the life insurance space. So we help families with debt elimination plans and create tax-favored retirement solutions. We support small businesses, nonprofits, worker-owned co-ops, unions, and social enterprises with employee and member benefits. We offer white glove insurtech services to community banks, credit unions, financial co-ops, and CDFIs. And we provide enduring acceleration and downside capture strategies for all kinds of investors. Check out the link in the video description and enjoy the show.